Now, when we look at an essential oil process, now we're looking at one of the most, if not the most concentrated form of botanical therapeutic that we could actually work with. Essential oils, if you aren't familiar, are typically made through the process of either steam distillation or cold pressing, which is a mechanical extraction process. Now, cold pressing is done traditionally for citrus fruits because it's in the essential oil is actually like in the rind, in the peel of the fruit itself. And so just to show you all, don't try this at home, or do try this at home, but do so in a careful place. So as I said, the essential oils are in the rind of the fruit. Now, essential oils are known to be volatile substances, which means that if I drop an essential oil on a sheet of paper, it will dissipate and be volatile. It'll dissipate into the air, much like alcohol will, because it's such a small molecule. Now, because of that, they're also highly flammable, which means that there are certain cautions that have to take place. Now, in comparison, right, that's a citrus fruit, and I can show the essential oil in a citrus fruit because I can very easily extract it through a mechanical expression. Most essential oils are actually made through the process of steam distillation. Now, in the process of steam distillation, you have a heat source, you have, oops, that's not what that flask looks like. You have a boiling flask which has water in it, which is boiling and creating steam. You have a biomass flask which has the plant material in it, so that then this coil heats up the water to boiling to create steam, which then passes through all of this plant material. Then you have a condenser arm where the steam can travel. This drops down into a tube that has a condenser coil around it. And I'm drawing a glass distiller. There's also copper distillers and stainless steel distillers that one can also fashion and buy. But this is the one that I use for my teaching purposes. So basically what goes on here is you have a heat source, it creates boiling water, it creates steam which passes through this plant material. Let's say it's lavender, this would be stuffed into this vessel. The steam breaks open all the cells in the plant matter itself, and then the aromatics and the essential oils actually travel on that steam. So they're teeny, teeny, tiny little molecules. That gets carried over here through this condensing arm over here, and there's this tube that's wrapped around this coil that basically is having ice water funneled into it so that that steam is getting cooled back into being a liquid. And then what you have in here is a combination of hydrosol, which is that condensed water vapor and is the water that basically carried the essential oils. And then you have the essential oils. Now, in comparison, for instance, when I've taught my classes on distillation, we can use in my distiller 2 liters of plant material and run the distiller for 8 hours and get, about 6 to 8 ounces of hydrosol and get 5 milliliters. Yes, that's 1/6 of an ounce of essential oil. So it takes a lot of plant matter to create an essential oil. It takes, on average, for most plants, around 200 pounds of plant material to create 16 fluid ounces of actual essential oil. And consider that the hydrosol, right, we just saw that the essential oil is flammable and volatile. The hydrosol is going to be a water component, so it is not flammable. And it is a lot more safe and also is a really concentrated form of that botanical therapeutic. I'm trying to introduce again how people can use hydrosols, and I will add that into the hydrosol section if you're interested in taking that portion of the class and learning more about hydrosols. Now, when we look at this extraction process, this is a chemistry process, which is, you know, it can be arguable that a beverage tea or a standard tea infusion is also a chemistry process, but they're very different scales of medicine making, and what you're getting here in this tea is going to be, you know, minerals and water-soluble vitamins, right? So it's a beverage tea that can bring you something therapeutically. Now, when we jump over here to an essential oil, we're not getting any water-soluble vitamins in an essential oil. We're not getting any oil-soluble vitamins in an essential oil because those molecules are far too big to actually travel on a water molecule of steam. And what we are getting in comparison is terpenes and monoterpenes, which are not necessarily a supplement in nature. They're actually really high concentrations of substances that need to be diluted properly in order to be used properly. As I had mentioned before, one of my first passions in introducing myself into the field of herbal medicine is in the realm of essential oils. So if you're looking for more information on how to use essential oils safely, you can check out my app, which is called the Esenta Aromaticum app. It's available for Apple iPhone systems. I also teach classes, so let me know that you're interested in those classes, and I will keep you in the loop as far as when those classes will be developed to be taken online.